Hello, welcome back. We are on Tuesday, the 17th, 18th, 17th, I want to say, of March. And this whole kind of pandemic thing is sweeping through everywhere. Shops are so empty now. It's ridiculous. Our restaurant still hasn't shut, and everyone is seriously depressed. And I don't blame them, really. I really don't. So I thought I would go to the shops and be in the only aisle that nobody's in at the moment, which is the Easter aisle. And I have bought little goodie bags with the intention of filling up this massive bag of chocolates and sweets, and I'm going to give it out to all the guys I work with who all have children. And, you know, if their schools get cancelled or if they get bored, they start demanding something nice to eat and, you know, money's going to be tight, or there might not necessarily be anything in the shops, or even if they can't get out, they then have a little goodie bag that they can go and raid. And, you know, I just wanted to do something nice for them, cheer them all up a bit. So I'm going to pack them now. So I have packed all of the goodie bags, and I just thought, actually, now that I've divided them all up, I thought I would just show you what's in each of them, because they are so cute. And actually, you know, if you've got kids or if you know kids who are in isolation and stuff, like, it's actually a really cute idea and I think they'd love it. So obviously this was the bag I got for just everybody, and it's quite a decent size. And then this is the little haul for everybody. So there are 3 men that I work with and 2 girls. So for each of the men, because they are the ones with the family as such, so they've got a wife and they've either got 2 kids or 1, I've bought them each a box of chocolates, like a selection box, which I thought is purely kind of for the adults only. Then for kid purposes, so in this bag there's 2 of everything because this man has 2 children. A little box of mini eggs each. I'm trying to repack as I put this in, if I do these next. So I got 2 bags of like chocolate mini eggs, and again these could be purely divided up over the course of the time. They don't have to have everything straight away. 2 little Haribo sachets, 2 lollipops. Then we've got a couple more kind of Eastery things. So we have 2 of the Lindt bunnies. And again, because some of these kids are literally, the youngest one I think is 2, it's quite nice to have a range of sizes available so that he doesn't get, you know, he doesn't eat it all straight away. It's quite like spread out for them. Another thing of little eggs. And then we've got some chocolate bunnies for if, like, the day, like if they've done good or things like that and they need a treat. And these I think are the cutest. Like, how adorable are they? So there's lots of chocolate in there, and I'm going to stress to the men that it's not all to be eaten within the first 2 days of kind of isolation or school being shut. The idea is that, you know, it lasts them this whole kind of, however long it's going to last, really. But the point is if they get isolated as a family, they're not meant to go out. And, you know, I think the kids will get really bored, really desperate, and, you know, that could even be as a kind of reward situation. If they kind of do some chores or if they behave, then they could have a treat at the end of the day. So I'm going to take those in tomorrow. I've put them all together now. I just really hope I can give them out in time before we shut. I am at home now. I finished early. I was meant to finish at 9:30 tonight, and it is currently like 7 o'clock. It just wasn't busy. We had 2 tables scheduled this evening, and I was meant to be working with 2 other people. I've been on during the day, so I had to allow someone else a chance to work some hours. That's the only way we're going to get through it, is if we kind of divide up the hours that there are. And until the place shuts, that's just the way it's got to be. So yeah, I am going to come and put some dinner on. I'm going to put all these bags down by my door so that I can distribute them. And yeah, I really hope you guys like them. I think they will. Also, how cute is this kind of, it's like a poncho, and it's from Frozen 2, so it's got on them, there you go, it's got like the characters walking along, and the whole idea is that it's kind of a nod to the film. Like the Princess Anna, she wore something very similar. So yeah, that's it really. I just wanted to show you what the contents look like and everything. I am gonna love you and leave you because I look a mess, and this hair and this lighting is just not a good combination. So I will speak to you soon. Hello, welcome back. We are on the 19th, I think, of March, and yes, I'm currently sat in a car park. Tesco's car park, to be precise. I'm waiting on Mr. I came with him. He's applying for a supermarket job purely because, you know, we believe that from Monday our place is going to be shut, probably for about 12 weeks as well. We all knew it was coming, but obviously he has commitments and things that, you know, he can't not work. And at the moment we don't even know if we're going to get paid like sick pay whilst being off for those 12 weeks. We've just no idea. No one is telling us anything. Excuse me. And it's really, really bad. So yeah, I'm currently sat in his car waiting for him to finish. I had to make up like this whole story for Mum and Dad because obviously they knew I wasn't at work today, and they were like, well, where are you going? Everywhere's shut. And I was like, oh, I'm just meeting a friend, we're going to walk around the park. Obviously it started raining, and I think they'd have probably known we would not have walked around in the rain. So then I had to be like, okay, change plan, we're at Tesco, she's applying for a job, and all the rest of it. So I think they've part bought it, part not. We'll see. I'm just hoping he gets it because I know he's worried. He doesn't want to show me he's worried, but I know he is. He has left me in his car because I can't go in there with him because of, you know, madness and hygiene and virus and everything. So yeah, he's left me in his car with his car keys. It's automatic as well, so I could literally like drive this thing and crash, but I'm not going to. He has enough to worry about. I hope you're well. I am, like I say, I'm off work today. We're on like 4:30 in the afternoon. I am not sure if I'm going in tomorrow or not. I might be keeping him company, but at the same time maybe I won't. Then Saturday and Sunday, which is Mother's Day, I believe I've now got both off, which is great. Hayley and John are coming Sunday. They're surprising Mum. Well, they're surprising both, but I mean, I told Dad today that they were coming and we're going to give her like a hamper, kind of have a Mother's Day thing, seeing as we can't go out anywhere. And then I believe from Monday it will very much, life will change because the restaurant will be shut. We're not going to be going out very much. Supermarkets are hell. I said the other day, you know, when I bought the guys their kind of packaging. Is that him? No, it's not him. Said the other day that, you know, I was the only one down the Easter egg aisle because everybody else was everywhere else. And it was just madness. So that hasn't got any better, really. Hence why all supermarkets are now applying for vacancies, because they're so short staffed. They can't keep up with the kind of public demand and all the rest of it. So yeah, it's just crazy. I mean, the government can't technically put us on lockdown because, you know, we're a democracy. I don't think that many people actually listen to him. He can ask and he can say, we strongly advise you to stay at home, you know, otherwise you're going to die. But, I mean, people listening to him, it's just not going to work very well, I don't think. So, anyway, I've just been racking my brains in his car. And I think I'm going to do like an online course thing in the next 2 weeks. In the next 12 weeks. Like a events manager course or something like that. Or maybe even try learning a language. I know it's not really going to get me very far, but it's A, something to do, and B, I think, you know, could be quite useful. So, anything I can do to keep myself occupied. I was even looking at, like, mixes, like cake mixes and stuff, because if I could find the ingredients in the shop, I could essentially stock up a little bit and then make something every other day, and then eat it afterwards, obviously. But that's another thing that I've always wanted to try and pick up, like baking, and I've never got around to it. I've always said I've been too busy, like I'm always at work or I'm always too tired. Whereas now I'm literally going to have no excuse to not do all those things that I'm saying I want to do, if that makes sense. So I think I'll give that a go. It is really raining now and I really need a wee, so I hope he hurries up soon. But yeah, just a little quick update for you. So I also spoke to Mum and Dad in terms of, you know, all the guys I work with are looking now for extra money, extra jobs, and anything to kind of tide them over. And I appreciate my situation is very different to theirs. They've all got kids, they've got wives, they've got mortgages. Some even send like money back home to their countries, like where their parents are or whatever. And I sort of said to Mum and Dad, I was like, look, do you think I should work? Like, do you think I should look for a job too? Or kind of what are you expecting from me? Because 12 weeks off, yes, I can fill the time up, no problem. I don't get bored that easily. But it is going to feel very strange not working, not going to work, not having any money coming in as such, like a decent amount. It would just be really strange. So I said to them, look, because they said that I could stop the rent to them, because obviously I'm not going to be earning. I said, well, I could earn. That's the thing. Like, I'm not against it. I would happily go out and get a job. But because they kind of fall into that, they're not vulnerable because, you know, they're perfectly healthy, touch wood. But, you know, they don't want to risk it. And at a supermarket, obviously, I can't drive. But they're saying that I'd be mixing with people and it's potentially then dangerous to me. It's dangerous to Mum and Dad. And even if I don't pass anything on to them, or if I do but we all live it, Mum then sees Nan on Saturday still, or she's hoping to. So technically she could catch it instead because she's a lot more vulnerable. So Mum and Dad were like, look, it's 3 months, just suck it up, just try and entertain yourself and we'll get through it. So although I do feel bad for not trying to be productive, at the same time, my circumstance is so much different to so many other people who are out of a job because of hospitality, because of retail, because of cinemas, because of theme parks. Like, there's so many more people out there who could probably use that job more than I could in a supermarket. So I'm trying to keep it open for them instead, I guess. And, you know, I'll just have to cut down on my spending and, yeah, just kind of be minimum for a while, which, you know me, isn't easy because I like spending money. I like having unnecessary things and everything. But for these 12 weeks, that's what we've got to do. So, yeah, that is pretty much it now. You are fully up to date. He still hasn't come out, so I'm just going to hope and pray that he comes out in the next 10 minutes because my ladder is bursting. I also want to start up the Disney YouTube things again. I sort of tried them last time and I just wasn't very keen, partly because I had such a dodgy camera, like the footage was just, yeah. So I'm going to try that again because obviously my collection has grown a lot since you've last seen it. So it'd be nice to show you everything in its glory. But yeah, I will speak to you soon in a more warmer environment, hopefully. And I'll let you know how like Mother's Day goes and everything like that. So stay safe, stay well. Speak to you soon. Hello. This is gonna be my kind of habitat for the next 3 months at least. So when I last spoke to you, there was very much, it was all up in the air, it was all in doubt. Is the restaurant going to stay open? Is the restaurant going to shut? The restaurant has indeed closed to the eat-in people, so you can't sit down on the table, there's no room for waiting, nothing like that. So we are open, but it's only for Deliveroo drivers to come and pick up the orders, or if someone calls on the telephone, they can place an order and go to the door and collect it. That's the only way our restaurant's currently staying open. At this precise moment in time, though, Boris is saying people aren't really following those guidelines of the whole social distancing and everything. And he said that, you know, by the end of today, if people still aren't listening because they're idiots, then he could enforce much stricter measures. And chances are that would include complete closure of the restaurant. So I am not working, despite the fact that I actually could. You know, I had to sign a new contract, a temporary one, saying that my hours are now 5, not 40. And it's not because I don't want to go in. Like, I'd be more than happy. Like, I walk in anyway these days. I don't get the bus. And I'd be more than happy sitting reading a book, getting paid. However, Mum, as you can imagine, is having a complete and utter cow about the whole situation. The news, the TV, the papers, this is really not helping. It's making everyone panic buy, panic think, making everybody really depressed. So she said, we actually argued about it. That was posty. Yeah, we actually argued about, can I go in, can I not go in? And I get why she thinks, you know, it's safer for me to be at home. And I do get that. And at the end of the day, although, you know, touch wood, I think we're all strong and healthy, I wouldn't want to kind of to risk that or jeopardize it. Why make it worse if I don't have to? So, you know, I've sucked it up. I've realised I'm not going to get pay. But they've said they'll cancel my rent for the next 3 months. I just won't be able to, you know, save for my house, order any Disney. As it happens, everything's closed, so it's not like I can meet up with friends or anything anyway. So it's just kind of adapting to this new way of life. And yeah, it's going to be really, really draining. Like, despite the fact that you're virtually doing nothing, it's just going to be a lot. Especially if Boris does do the whole, you can't go to parks, you can't go to beaches. But I mean, as long as I can, you know, still step out of my house and go for just a walk, like even if it's, you know, the old Ziggy walks we used to do, like, which is literally just round the block. That way I'm not congregating in anything. Like, surely that's following the rules, right? So anyway, I've accepted life is going to be like this for the next 3 months, and I'm trying not to get too depressed about it all. Obviously Malta has been cancelled. There's no way we're going to go, even if they miraculously say England is safe. We can't guarantee that, you know, Malta would be, or the airports would be, or I just don't think we should risk it, and neither does Mum and Dad. So again, depressing, because no holiday, no warmth, no nothing. I'm also not going to be seeing, you know, those that I work with, or my friends, or those that I'm really, really close to. And that, I think, more than anything, is going to be like the hardest thing trying to adjust to. Like, bear in mind, there's some people that I see every day of my life, and now, a bit like you, I'm gonna feel like I did straight after uni, because you weren't here to talk to, or, you know. Yeah. So anyway, I've got a little list of things that I'm gonna try and do to stay busy, to keep myself occupied, because what I really don't want to happen is to have 3 months at home, sit on the couch, watch TV till, you know, 3 months over, and be as fat as anything. So I really need to kind of get on top of the whole, get into a new routine almost. So I want to pick up our exercise bike and my push-up machine. Even if, you know, I slowly start off by doing like only half an hour a day on each, that's better than nothing. And then I'm going to try and increase it to an hour. I have done my room tidy out. I did that yesterday. I massively cleaned it, and it really needed it as well. I want to update, you know, YouTube as much as I can, although, like I say, there's not going to be masses to report anymore. I've got some puzzles that I can work on and some diamond art things. I don't know if you've ever heard of them, but I think you would love them. Have a Google because, yeah, you'll love them. And then I also intend to start a new Instagram account based on my Disneyness, because why not? Why not? Other people do it, and you know, they're kind of, the Disney community is amazing. And I just feel like my actual account, my personal one, just isn't, you know, that well known for Disney and getting Disney likes and things like that. So I just thought, well, do you know what? I've got plenty of time on my hands. It'd be nice to be within my Disney room and stuff. So I'm gonna give that a go. I'm gonna give book writing a go and see if I can make anything of it. Sounds ridiculous, but you know, I've got all this time on my hands, so why not? I'm gonna start baking, and I've also downloaded a brochure for a management course. Again, I haven't read into it fully yet, like I'm still just trying to get my head around the whole new environment situation. But basically it looks like you can study from home for free, which I'm sure there's a catch there somewhere, but you know, that as a title, it looked great, it sounded great. And again, I thought, if I'm not working, I've got plenty of time on my hands, I'm going to need some type of structure. So if I can, you know, do that for a couple of hours a day, maybe by the time I do end up going back to work, I'll have a new qualification and I could say, see you later, Wildwood. As it happens, I'm already missing the restaurant, and it's been 2 days that I've not been there. Yesterday was Mother's Day, obviously, and that was meant to be our busiest day of the year, so it was really, really strange to be at home and to not be doing anything. Yeah, so that's kind of where we stand at the moment. Life's a bit grim, like very grim. Disney Plus comes out tomorrow, so again, like, I'm excited. That's something else to keep me going, keep my spirits up, give me something to do. But at the same time, couch potato, and I don't want to damage my eyes too much more. That did not sound right. But basically, I'm fairly certain before all of this kicked off, I needed to have my eyes tested. I feel like I've had these glasses for a long time, and although, touch wood, my headaches, you know, I'm not getting them all the time, and normally they're like work and stress related, but I don't want to spend the whole time, you know, sitting in front of a screen, brightness, loudness, and all the rest of it. So I need to try and mix it up a little bit. So that's pretty much it at the moment. Mum has just walked around to Nan's to leave a package on her doorstep, because obviously she couldn't go out before, and now that she's been told to self-isolate, she's panicking. So Mum is dropping off like little parcels every other day, just to keep her going. Dad has gone to pick up the car for the MOT, and then I believe after that they are both going to say that they are housebound. Because Mum is, you know, purely having a go at me, saying, oh, I don't want you going into work, don't want you to go into work. She's walking to Sainsbury's every day, picking up bread and broccoli for the neighbours. So there has to be a balance here, I think. If I'm not allowed to go out, neither are they. So we're all going to drive each other crazy. And when all of this is over, I will be wanting to work 60 hours a week, just to kind of have a break from them, bless them. But yeah, that's pretty much where we stand. I will say goodbye now. I will probably smush what I've got of this video together, and I'll update you soon. I don't know when, probably mid next week, maybe. But anyway, I'll talk to you separately. So love you lots, stay safe, wear masks, wear gloves, don't go outside, all the rest of it. Happy 2020.